There are four types of communication styles that all people can be placed into one of these categories. Reds are those who seek power and results. Greens seek peace and stability. Blues seek logic and structure. And yellows seek fun and connection. When you understand these four colors and personality types, you can build a strong connection with 95% of the people you meet, even when you have absolutely nothing in common with the other person. What you're going to learn in this video is, what is your color? What the main problem of each color is, how to talk to each color. If you don't learn these, it will always remain a question for you. Why is it that talking with some people feels so easy and natural, but with others, it's so hard? But now imagine that you enter any group and can quickly read people, understand what motivates them, what they fear, and what their language is, so you can speak to them in their own language. And everything starts from here. First, that you understand what your own color is. Step 1. Recognizing your own color. I learned this through the color system of Thomas Erickson, the same person who wrote the book Surrounded by Idiots. That book is amazing. If you get the chance, definitely read it. The idea of the book is that you fall into one of these four colors. Of course, all of us are a mix of all the colors, but usually one color dominates, the one we use by default in our communications. Now, as I talk about each color, think about which category you fall into. And for the other colors, bring to mind a friend who fits that color. This will help you remember it more easily. Reds are bold, decisive, competitive, result-oriented, and a bit impatient. Yellows are social, energetic, talkative, creative, and optimistic. Greens are calm, supportive, reliable, hate sudden changes, and are extremely patient. Blues are precise, detail-oriented, cautious, critical, and perfectionist. If you still don't know what your color is, ask yourself these three questions. 1. Are you more introverted or extroverted? If you're introverted, you're either green or blue. If you're extroverted, you're either red or yellow. Second question. Are you more logical or emotional? If you're logical, you're either green or red. If you're emotional, you're either blue or yellow. Third question. Do you speak fast or with reflection and calmly? If you speak calmly and thoughtfully, you're green or blue. If you speak fast, you're red or yellow. With this elimination method, you can easily find out what your color is. Now let me give you an example from myself so you understand it more easily. If you ask me whether I'm introverted or extroverted, I'm extroverted, so I'm either red or yellow. Then you ask, am I logical or emotional? Emotional. So I'm either yellow or blue. Well, the result is, I'm yellow. The main problem of each color is that most people only communicate in their own color, and they think everyone in the world talks that same way. When two reds talk to each other, it goes perfectly. But when a red talks to a green, blue, or yellow, they usually run into problems. They get frustrated. The communication gets cut off. For example, when two reds talk, they go straight and directly to the point, and they love that. But this style can seem cold, harsh, or even intimidating to the other colors. Now let's see how others perceive each color. Other people's perception of reds. They pressure others. Greens think they're bossy. Yellows see them as too serious, and blues see them as careless and inconsiderate. Yellows are energetic and full of ideas. But for reds, they seem unfocused. For greens, they seem messy and uneducated. And for blues, they seem superficial and lacking in detail. Now, greens seek peace and avoid conflict. To reds, they seem indecisive and weak. To yellows, they seem boring. To blues, they seem uncommitted and vague. And blues, they are precise and meticulous. To reds, they seem too slow. To yellows, they seem overly critical. And to greens, they seem picky and fault-finding. From my own experience, I'm yellow, passionate and energetic. I have a friend, he's red, assertive and result-driven. I'm full of ideas, and he seeks clarity and speed. It's natural that sometimes we clash, because I used to talk to him in my own style, not his. I kept jumping from one idea to another, instead of going straight to the main idea, and for him, that wasn't very interesting, because his personality color was different. And that's the point. If you only speak in your own color, you'll only communicate well with people who share your color. But if you want to connect with others, you must learn how to talk in their color's language. And it doesn't mean you have to do this with everyone, only with the ones who matter to you and with whom you want to build a connection. And with those 3 questions, you can figure out what color a person is. And now the next step is how to talk to each color. With reds, be direct, assertive, and fast. Talk about the framework and the result. Don't go off topic. With yellows, be energetic, positive, fun, and light. Let them be free. Use stories. With greens, be calm, patient, and supportive. Give them time, don't pressure them, and keep a peaceful tone. With blues, be precise, step-by-step, detailed. Bring data and evidence, don't exaggerate, and speak in a structured way. If you learn this skill, you can connect with 95% of the people you meet. And some people might say, just be yourself so you'll find people like you. But this is the real world, and as humans, we need to be able to connect with others. This doesn't mean changing your personality, you just need to slightly adjust your communication style. Professional communicators act like water. They adapt themselves to the shape of the other container without losing their own identity. We are all a mix of all colors. A yellow part that is cheerful and playful, a blue part that is precise and deep, a green part that is peaceful and calm, and a red part that is action-oriented and result-driven. The secret to success is being able to speak all these languages without losing yourself. Write in the comments which color you are. Now, why shouldn't we judge? When you enter this topic, there's one very important thing. No color is better than another. Each color has its own strengths and weaknesses. Reds make things happen. Yellows bring energy and creativity. Greens create stability and peace. Blues bring quality and precision. When a team has all these colors, it becomes balanced and powerful. The problem begins when we try to measure everyone by the standards of our own color. Now, how can we manage these contrasts? When you understand what color the other person is, you can get along with them much more easily. For example, if you're arguing with a red, know that he's just result-oriented, not that he hates you. If a yellow keeps throwing new ideas in the middle of your work, know that it's part of his nature, not that he's trying to distract you. If a green keeps delaying decisions, know that they just seek peace, not that they're incapable. If a blue constantly asks you for details, know that they're just seeking accuracy and perfection, not that they want to nitpick. Now here's the real secret of communication. Instead of only speaking in your own color, learn to speak in the language of the person in front of you. This doesn't mean changing your personality. You're still the same person. You just act like a translator. For example, if you're red and talking to a green, you become calmer and more patient. If you're yellow and talking to a blue, you give more details and interrupt less. When you do this, something magical happens. People feel that you truly understand them. And when someone feels understood, they immediately trust you, and a much deeper connection forms. Now try a simple exercise starting tomorrow. Whenever you enter a group, try to guess people's colors. Someone who responds quickly and decisively is probably red. Someone talkative and full of energy is probably yellow. Someone calm who listens more than talks is probably green. And someone who asks precise questions is probably blue. Then slightly adjust your way of speaking to get closer to their language. There are 4 main colors in communication: red, yellow, green, and blue. Each has its own advantages and weaknesses. Most people only speak in their own color, and that's why they can't communicate well with many others. But if you learn to speak in every color's language, You can build a real and strong connection with 95% of the people you meet. Real communication means that the other person feels you understand me. You truly get me. And when someone feels that, it no longer matters what color you are. A strong relationship is built. But now, if you want to be smarter than 90% of people, your next step should be this video.